Hello viewers, this is Too Fast here. In today's video I'll be reviewing this portable wireless car stereo device from the company LAMTTO. This is their 9.26 inch LCD device featuring wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto. It also has a built-in front and rear dash cam. So if your vehicle does not come with Apple Carplay or Android Auto and you want this feature, this is a great device to install in your vehicle. I'll show you everything you need to know about this unit, so let's get started. Right here is a LAMTTO 9.26 inch portable wireless Apple CarPlay Android Auto device. Now this unit also comes with a built-in dash cam with a front camera recording in 2.5K resolution and a 1080p resolution rear camera. So let me unbox this and show you what comes with it. Here's a look at this portable device. In this bag is a rear camera with a rear camera cable. Also comes with mounting double-sided tape, cigarette lighter power cable. Right here is a windshield mount. Comes with an extra double-sided tape, plastic pry tool, 3.5mm audio cable, screwdriver, and clips for cable management. Right here is the user manual. So let's have a closer look at this wireless CarPlay Android Auto device. On the front is a 9.26 inch LCD touchscreen. Looking on top, right here is the power switch. Over here is a microphone. On the back, there's a speaker. And right here is a front-facing car dash camera. The resolution on this is 2.5K, and the viewing angle is a wide 170 degrees. This dashcam also supports night vision, so record a nice clear image at night. Now with this camera, you can swivel this up and down, left and right. Looking on this side, right here is a USB-C connector for connecting the power cable. Next to it, this is the AV in. This is where you connect the rear camera. In the middle is the microSD memory card slot. Now this dashcam does come with a 64GB memory card, so you don't have to buy your own. On the right side, there's a 3.5mm jack for connecting the audio output. Now when it comes to mounting this in your vehicle, this unit comes with two bases. This one here is a dash mount, and what you want to do is screw this in with the 4 screws that comes with the unit. You can also adjust the angle. If you peel off the backing on this sticky pad, then you stick this onto your dash. The other option is to use this windshield mount. What you want to do is install this base onto the back here with the 4 screws. After you install it, you can loosen this knob and extend it. You also loosen this collar and swivel this. There's also a knob here for you to tilt this. And at the end, you have this sticky suction cup. You stick this onto your windshield. I'm going to go ahead and remove this protective screen. To power on the unit, you'll need to connect this power cable with the USB-C connector you see right here to the power input port on the back of the unit. Right here is a rear camera. The resolution of this camera is 1080p. Now this camera is waterproof, so you can install this inside or outside the vehicle. And to connect it, plug this connector to the AV in connector on the back of the unit. Now you see there's also a red wire here. If you want, you can connect this to your backup light, so when you put the car in reverse, the LCD screen will switch to a backup view. Now if you don't connect this, the dashcam will still record the front and rear camera, so it's up to you if you want to connect this. Now when it comes to outputting audio from this unit, there are 4 methods. One is with a built-in speaker on the back here. The other one is Bluetooth audio. So with a Bluetooth audio, you can transmit the audio to your car's radio. The third method is with a built-in FM transmitter. With that, this unit can transmit the audio to a FM radio station in your car radio. Keep in mind, this method usually have a bit more noise. And the fourth method is to output the audio using a 3.5mm audio jack on the side here. And they've included this cable that you can plug into your vehicle. Now this only works if your vehicle does come with a 3.5mm audio input jack. If it doesn't, then you won't be able to use this. Now I'm going to power this on. Right now you're looking at the main home screen. Here you can choose Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. In the middle is the DVR or dash cam. Over here is the playback. And on the far right is the audio output. Now we scroll this over to the left. So here you have the option for AirPlay, Android Cast, and Bluetooth music. On the left side at the top you have the clock, the home button. Now with the home button, if you press it, you'll scroll the 2 pages. You also have the brightness setting. So here you increase and decrease the brightness. Speaker for adjusting the volume. And then here's the settings button. Here you have settings for auto dimming. So by default auto dimming is on. Screensaver by default is turned off. Record resolution. This is a setting for the front camera. By default set to 1080p. If you want you can set to 2.5K. Now one thing to note is if you set the front camera to 2.5K resolution, then the resolution on the back camera is 720p. If you set the front camera to 1080p, then the back camera will be also 1080p. You can also turn on and off the microphone. Here you have reverse line calibration. Now with this, you can actually set the parking guidelines on the left side and right side. This will only show up if you do connect that red wire to your backup light. Here you can change the language. Over here is date and time. Now when you have your phone connected to this device, it will sync automatically. Storage info will show you the size of the memory card you installed. And the format will allow you to format the microSD memory card. Factory reset will allow you to reset to factory default. And the firmware version will show you the version of the software for this unit. Select home to exit. On the home screen, let me show you the DVR, the Dashcam. The left screen is showing you the front camera. And the right screen is showing you the back camera. If you tap the screen, you have a menu at the bottom. You can lock this video clip if you want. So if you see something happening on the road and you want to save that so it doesn't get overwritten, you can press this button. You can take a snapshot of the video. Now right here you see the microphone is muted. You can tap it to unmute it. Let's go back home. Now for my setup, I'll be using an Android phone. Here I'm going to select the Android Auto. Confirm. So here's a quick tutorial on how to pair your phone to this device. Here on my phone, in the Bluetooth setting, look for the device name T86B-11F3. Select that. Now I can pair this with this device. And right now you're looking at the Android Auto. And this works just like any Android Auto systems on the market. The streaming audio app is on the right side and the navigation is on the left side. Tap it again. Now I can exit back to the home screen. To go back in Android Auto, just tap the Android Auto. Here's a list of all the supported apps. For navigation, I have Google Maps or Waze. You can also look at weather.
Today, it'll be sunny with a forecasted high of 71 and a low of 47.
You can also make a phone call if you want.
You have no messages in your mailbox. Main menu. To send a message, press 2.
Now on this screen, you'll notice there is a white circle on the right side. If you tap it, you open up a shortcut menu for home, speaker setting, brightness, and the Dashcam. If you press the microphone on the left side here, you can use Google Assistant. What's the temperature in Las Vegas, Nevada right now?
Currently in Las Vegas, it's 60 degrees.
So this time, let's take this to the vehicle, get it installed. We'll see how well it performs. And we'll also take a look at the daytime and nighttime recording of the dash camera. Looking at the mount for installing this, I noticed with the windshield mount, it's going to get in the way with the front camera. Doesn't matter if you rotate it this way or the other way around. There's a high chance this mount is going to get in the way of filming the front of the vehicle. So this is something you want to keep in mind when you're installing this. For this install, I'm going to switch over to this dash mount that you see right here. What you want to do is remove the 4 Phillips screws that's holding the mounts. Once you remove all the screws, this will come off. Now screw on this dash mount. Remove the backing on this sticky pad. And then you stick this directly onto the dash. Now one thing to note is this base you see right here is hard plastic. It's not flexible. So if your dash is curved, it might not sit perfectly flat on the dash. Next, connect the power cable. And connect the rear camera cable. Route the power cable down to your center console, and then run the rear camera cable all the way to the back of the vehicle. Plug the cigarette lighter power adapter into your 12-volt accessory port. With this rear camera, it's waterproof, so you can install this inside or outside the vehicle. They've included the double-sided tape and the screws for you to install this. Here I mounted this camera on the back window. Now the backup light on this vehicle is located on the rear hatch right here. There's an access panel I can remove. Right here is a backup light bulb. I'll need to connect that red wire onto the positive wire of this backup lights. Here I'll install T-tap. Connect it to the T-tap. Reinstall the lights. Reinstall the cover. Start the car up. Once I turn on the ignition, the unit will power on. Both the front and rear camera on the dash cam will begin recording, and also the wireless Android Auto will connect. Here's a look at the front and rear camera. If I go to playback, select video, here's a list of all the recordings. Each file name has a date and time. The channel 1 refers to the front camera, channel 2 refers to the rear camera. Here's a look at the front camera recording. Here's a look at the rear camera recording. Let me show you the view when I put the car in reverse. Immediately it'll switch to a backup view, and right here are the parking guidelines. Let's go to settings, select the reverse line calibration. Now you can move the parking guideline to where you want it. Now you can confirm and save it. Now I'll put the car in reverse, and you can use a parking guideline to help you back up the vehicle. So far the audio you've heard is coming from the built-in speaker on this unit, which actually sounds pretty good for your navigation like Waze or Google Maps. But if you want to listen to music and you want to have the audio coming through in your car radio, this device does give you a couple of other options. Looking on this main homepage, on the far right side here, you have audio output. If you select that, now by default it's set to speaker. Here I'm going to select Bluetooth audio, select confirm. Now with this Bluetooth audio, you do need to pair your phone to your car's Bluetooth audio. So if your car doesn't have Bluetooth audio, you won't be able to use this feature. Now in this Nissan vehicle, I do have the option for BTA or Bluetooth audio. On my phone, I'll play some music. So as you heard, the music sounds pretty good through the car speakers. Now besides the music, you can have the audio from this unit to come through in your car's stereo speaker.
We're all set. Drive safely.
Back on the home screen, I'm going to select audio output. You also have the option to use the FM transmitter. Now with the FM transmitter, what you want to do is choose a station that is not currently used in your area. So for example, I have this set to 87.9 megahertz. And on my car radio, I've also set this to 87.9 megahertz. And if I play music on this device, but keep in mind when you're using the FM transmitter, typically it does have a lot of noise. And the last one here is going to be auxiliary. With the auxiliary, you're going to need to use the included 3.5 millimeter audio cable that you see right here. What you want to do is connect this cable to the 3.5 millimeter audio output on this unit, and then plug the other end of this cable to your 3.5 millimeter audio input jack in your vehicle. And this will only work if your vehicle has the auxiliary 3.5 millimeter audio input. Here I'll plug in the auxiliary input. On my car radio, I'll select auxiliary. As you can hear, using a 3.5 millimeter audio output is very clear. This is a good option if your radio does not have Bluetooth audio and you want to have clear music coming through. So these are the 4 different ways you can listen to audio with this device. After using this for a couple of weeks, I find this LAMTTO 9.26-inch wireless CarPlay device is very good. Once I start the vehicle, the unit will power on and my phone will pair with this device to start Android Auto. The Dashcam will also record the front and rear camera. When I'm using Waze or Google Map, the audio from the built-in speaker sounds very clear. And if I want to play music from my phone, I'll switch over to Bluetooth audio on my radio and I'll have music playing through my car speakers. I think if you're looking for a device to add Android Auto and Apple CarPlay feature in your vehicle, this is definitely a good choice. Now, at the time of this review, this retails for $130, and there's also a coupon you can apply to get additional savings. I'll include the link below so you can check it out. I hope you enjoy watching this video. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. To support this channel, remember to click on thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of new videos.